So let's start the session, guys. Good evening, everyone. On the behalf of Training and Placement Department and the Corporate Club of LNCT, a warmly welcome to all today's Corporate Connect session. The purpose of today's session is very simple. Most students know they want placements, but they do not clearly understand what actual placement process look like, what skills are the truly important, what to prepare first, what mistakes waste time, and what companies actually expect from the students. So today, instead of only discussing experiences, we will focus more on complete roadmap and actionable preparation strategy. I am Udit, your host for today's session, and joining me is my co-host Pragati. Today, we are fortunate to have with us Abhinav Nema sir, who will guide us through the complete placement process, how to start preparation properly, and what to focus on each stage, how students should prepare from second or third year, and what students want to get selected. So let us warmly welcome Abhinav Nema sir, and I hold my mic to Pragati.
Thank you, Ditch. We are delighted to welcome Abhinav Nema, sir. Sir, we request you to briefly introduce yourself and tell us your branch, your placement, your company role, how your placement journey started, and what preparation strategy worked for you.
Yeah, good
So,
evening, everyone. I'm from LNCT main AIML branch, and I was placed as GenC Next in Cognizant. So there is not a very much particular placement strategy. I just prepared, DSA and projects, and tracking all the rounds was really about the uh, preparation, right? Okay, aptitude round, and then technical round and interview. So first is the communication round. Many times it is non-elimination. This year it was non-elimination round. Then is the aptitude round. In aptitude round, we have a reasoning question and a quantitative aptitude. Also in Cognizant, there is a game-based aptitude, right? So in game-based aptitude, there are some particular games that you have to play and score. So if you want to prepare them, you can just type Cognizant game-based aptitude questions. And this year, first we have two SQL questions, then two coding questions. Then there are 10 MCQs of Python cluster. I was from Python cluster. So for Python cluster, first you have two SQL questions, then two coding questions. And those coding questions will be only available in Python language. You can solve those
Okay.
only in Python. Like if your uh, cluster is Java, then you will have the Java questions only, the Java language only. And for C Sharp. Now you will also have after that 10 MCQs of your particular cluster language. For Python, there will be 10 Python based MCQs like that will only check your depth of the language only, right? And now comes a bit of different part. For Python cluster, we have cloud. So there will be 10 cloud MCQs for Python cluster. For Java and C Sharp, we have web development. You will give it will be given a scenario for you, and you will have to solve the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript part for that, right? So after your technical round, there will be two interviews. First, there will be one interview, and that will be for the Gen Z role. And if you crack that, and also you have scored good in your technical assessment, right? If you have scored 90 to 95% in your technical assessment, then you will get another interview call, a second interview call for Gen Z next role. And if you have done 70-80% of the questions, then you will get a Gen Z Pro role interview, right? So what happens is for Gen Z Pro is a little bit different. For Gen Z Next, it will be based on your skill cluster, right? In my case, it was for Python and cloud, but and for Java, it will be Java and PLSQL and web development, Java backend. Now, for Gen Z Pro interview, it will be of particular domain, like you may get Salesforce or cloud. So GenC Pro is of 5.5 LPA and GenC Next is 6.75 LPA. Now, if you are able to crack the second interview, second round interview, then you will be upgraded. But if you are unable to crack that, then you will still have the GenC role.
Hmm. So mainly, as you mentioned, there are three clusters: Java, Python, and C Sharp. So are there, this one question in my mind, are there only three languages that we can participate? Like for someone who have practiced C++, so that person will not be able to attend in Cognizant, or he have to like write the code in C Sharp or Python forcefully.
Yes. Uh, Even if you have studied C++, like when Cognizant form comes, you will have to fill it on the superset platform. Then you will have to choose from those three particular clusters only, whatever they provide. They give Python. If you have chosen the Python cluster, then you will only have the Python language option there for solving coding question and MC. So for C++, like you will have to solve in Python or Java.
Okay. So Pragati, for the next question.
Okay. So many students get confused because there are too many things to study. DSA, WebB, aptitude, communication, projects, resume building, and course update. If a student is starting preparation now, what should they focus on first?
If you are just starting your preparation, like if you are in the end of third year, so soon companies will come. So what you
Yeah.
should do is start preparing each thing from the basics, right? If you have done nothing, then first of all, study one language, whatever you could study Python or Java, C++ also. But first stick to the language, study it in depth, get its basic knowledge. Then move
Okay.
on to DSA, right? And for DSA, you should first start with the basics, do the mathematics part, the easy questions. You can follow the Striver's sheet. It is really nice sheet. So study with the easy questions. First, do easy questions of array, then move on to string, easy questions, then stack queue if you want, then only move on to the medium questions. So right now, don't just try to do everything from the arrays or binary search or string, like easy, medium, and hard, all things.
Hmm.
First, get your basics clear, then go to the level where you will be able to solve the questions that may come in the technical round. Try to solve story-based questions. You can find those on HackerRank platform, right? Also, if you haven't made any projects right now, if you can make a project, you can do that. But many students, what they do, they just get a project from somewhere and prepare it. Try to prepare it. So you should also follow this, right?
If
Okay. So
if we give you a chance to restudy your second year, then what all steps would you like to take?
Okay, so if I were to restudy my second year,
Yes.
first I will study the new technologies, the AI, agentic AI, and retrieval augmented generation, because these are the things that will really help in the interview. It is a These are like cutting edge technologies that are in very demand in the IT industry right now. So I will study those and try to make projects on these. Right. And also I will try to start DSA earlier. I started DSA at the end of second year. But if I was just starting my second year, then I would have started earlier.
Okay.
great.
How many hours daily are realistically enough for study?
So if you have to manage your colleges and assignment projects and all these things, then you can realistically study 1 to 2 hours. And that is really enough for that. If you maintain your consistency, right? If you just study for 1 to 2 hours every day, uh, changing the subjects, first studying DSA, then moving on to projects, making projects, then it's really enough for here.
Yeah.
or at the last of third year, at the end of third year, and just companies have just soon will visit campus. Then you should start as much as you can study, right?
Yes.
Okay, so moving on. We all hear about communication rounds. Sir, communication rounds are becoming very common in the companies. Could you explain what actually happens in communication assessments, what skills are tested, and what do companies want to observe, and some tips for the students who want to improve their communication skills?
So what happens in communication round is for Cognizant, what happens is you will have first a grammar round, right? The grammar questions. You will have to fill the appropriate fill in the blanks for the true false, para jumbles, these kind of questions. Then you will have a listening passage, or it could be of 30 seconds to 1 minute. You will have to listen to the whole audio. There will be just one attempt to listen to that, and then you will have certain questions from the audio, and after that you will have a speaking test. You will get a paragraph or a line, and you will have to like speak it out loud to the microphone, and you will only have one attempt to do that.
Okay,
So that is
so
about the communication round. Now if you want to improve your communication, so first what you should do is that you should have basic grammar knowledge, right? But don't try to memorize or study each and everything in the grammar, like you are studying clause and those advanced grammar things. Also, if you want to improve your fluency and confidence, then you should try to do tongue twisters. Like many students, they can write English but struggle to speak it fluently. So when you do tongue twisters, what happened is your muscle memory builds. And also try, that is one thing that you should remember, is try to speak as much English as you can. That will help a lot. You will, if you maintain consistency, then you will see the improvement in 10 to 20 days.
okay. So according to you, is grammar more important or confidence?
Uh, Grammar is important for communication round, like which happen online or offline, whether. But confidence is important in the interview side.
Okay.
The interviewer will judge you on the basis of how fluently and confidently you speak. Even if you made some like grammatical mistakes, you said you wanted to say was, but you said is. That will not be that much impactful in the interview. I mean, that will be impactful. They see your grammar, but confidence is uh, necessary in the interview, and your grammar would be tested in the communication one.
Okay. So are there any mistakes that immediately create a bad expression?
In the interview.
In the interview, yes, because you told
Yes,
us
yes,
that communication round
yes,
is
yes, yes.
mostly online. So, like, are there any mistakes that create a bad impression in front of interviewer
Okay,
in communication terms?
okay, in communication term, uh, what happens is if you are able to, not able to speak confidently, if you are very fumbling, then the interviewer will first try to calm you down. He also knows that this is interview, everyone is very anxious, and what happens in the interview is our mindset is somewhat shifted. So the interviewer also knows, right, that you are anxious and you may fumble. But
Hmm.
the thing that matters is how much you bounce back in the interview, right? In
Okay.
terms of communication, uh, your confidence is the one that will be your deciding factor, right?
So, sir, next question is technical preparation is where most students struggle. Could you guide on the students on what topics are most important for placement? What level of DSA is enough for service-based companies? How much coding practice students should do? And how students should prepare step by step?
For BSc, For service-based companies, you should first start with basic DSE, changing variable and using these mathematical DSE. And after that, you should move on to arrays. Follow the Striver sheet. It is a really great platform that you can prepare on. So if I give a step-by-step plan, then the first step you should do in preparing your technical round is first learn a language and learn it deeply. This is the one thing that you should do. Then in many language, there are a handful libraries. Like in C++, there is HTL. In Java, there is a Java collection. You should also have knowledge of these libraries. Then after you have studied your language deeply, move on to DSE, do the basic mathematics, DSE, then move on to arrays. Many students, what they think is I'm just stuck on array and I'm doing again and again.
Yes.
You know, they,
Yes,
that
I
can,
am one of those students.
yes, that I've been stuck on arrays for 5 months. Like I study, done some questions, move on to string, then I'm again doing that particular thing. That may help you. So first, do the easy questions on array, then easy questions on string. Then you can move on to recursion if you want, or you can do linked list, stack, and queue. For service-based company, if you are able to solve medium level array, string, and recursion question, then it is like enough for that. But nowadays, many companies ask tough questions also. For higher packages, you will have to
Yes.
do dynamic programming, graph questions, DP questions, pre questions, right? So after you have done the easy part of the DSA, easy questions, what I'm what you should do is you should be familiar with all the topics of DSA, at least on easy level, like array string and some problem solving technique like two pointer, sliding window, these kind of things.
Hmm.
Recursion, some questions can only be solved using recursion. At least you should have the basic knowledge. Then only you should move on to medium. Because what happens is many times certain questions have two or three methods combined. Like if you want to solve them, you will have to have the knowledge of the stacks or two pointer approach, this kind of thing. After that, you move on to the medium level questions. So when you are able to solve or get the particular approach of solving medium level question, you can go to lead code. Like if you are solving on lead code, then you should move on to solving story based question. Because what happened in the real technical assessment, it will not be of the lead code style. Like
Hmm.
you are given an array or a string and do this or that to that array and give the output. It will be of story based, like story based. Like there is a girl named Alice. She lives in a village. There are these kind of homes. She needs to go to point north to south. How will she do that? This kind of question. This kind of story based question. So you should be able to link those story based questions to what you have studied in your lead code grind, right? That is for the DSA. Now, if you want to prepare for projects, then first, if you have time, if you are in your second year, then you should make your own projects. And if you do not have, then you can either take projects from somewhere, but study them inside out, right? For projects or development, first learn the language. If you are using Java, then Java is the best language for development right now, right?
Yes.
I mean, you
Yes.
can do that in JavaScript or Python also, but what happens is you can do DSE as well as development in Java. So that is a big right advantage for you.
Sir, are
So
projects more important than coding sometimes?
see, both are important. Coding will get you to the interview, and your
Yes.
project will get you through the interview. Like for technical assessment, DSA is important because mainly it happens offline, and you have to solve the coding questions. And right, many times what happens? there are very few companies which directly ask the development part in the technical assessment itself. In service-based companies, what happens is you will have a technical round where you will have to solve the coding questions. After you solve that, you will go to the interview, right? So the essay is important for going to the interview, for cracking technical round. And after only that, in the technical round, your projects will matter.
Okay. So
So both
coming
are
to the interview session after technical round, so many students create projects only to fill the resume, but struggle during interviews. Could you explain what kind of projects actually help, what interviewers expect from projects, and how students should prepare their resume?
interviewers does not expect you to make a very great project like real life working project. If you have made it, then it's very well and good. But you should know the what, how, and why of the projects. First, you should be able to explain what is your project all about, and then why you used these particular technology, or in case of machine learning projects, why you used this particular algorithm, right? And the why of projects is also very necessary. Like if I take an example of, let's say someone have just taken a project from somewhere
Hmm.
and he want to prepare, right? Then he should know the what, how, and why of the projects. The interviewer will try to ask you and try to assess that this project is made by you or you have just downloaded it. He will ask certain questions like what are the challenges that you faced.
Hmm.
So if you have prepared the project by yourself, then only you will be able to answer those.
Yes.
Right.
So, as above the projects and interviews, so what is the basic method in which interviews are usually conducted? Like, I would like to know your experience. Like, we usually hear that the interview happens in a closed room. So, you just open the door for the interview, and what is your experience after that?
Okay. So many times interview happens online and many times offline. What happens is if your interview is online, then you will get the mail and you will have the particular time. You just click on the link and join. You are very anxious at that time. What you feel is, but the anxiety is at the point when your interview start, only at that particular point. And when the interview is started, it keeps going. Then you will get into a flow state, like whatever you are having conversation. Then your anxiety will fade. Or even if you have anxiety, many times interviewer try to calm you down, right?
Okay. So, your interview was online or offline?
My interview were online. I have given,
Okay.
yes, both of my interviews were online. So first, the Gen C interview, first round interview was from college itself, but it was online. We have to carry our laptops to the college, and
Okay.
what happens is we have to be online on the Superset platform. I'm telling this for the Cognizant interview. Like
Hmm.
we have to be online on the Superset platform, and then interview call will arrive. Then we will get to the room and start the interview.
Okay.
That is for the first interview. My second interview happened from home itself.
Okay.
Yes.
So when we join the interview online, so the interviewer usually starts questioning like the first thing, or firstly like introduce yourself and about your and ask from resume. So what are the usual process about it?
Really, what happens is when you join online, you will have the basic good evening, sir, and hello, hi. After that, what happens is the 90% of the time he will ask your introduction or introduce yourself. And that is the point that is the time that you can use to get the interview in your direction. You can speak some particular words that the interviewer will hear and will try to question you on those particular things. Like if you have said, I have made this project right?
Yes.
And and this is the feature, this is the particular feature of the project. Then
Hmm.
he will try to assess you on the particular technology. If you have said that I have won hackathon like Smart India hackathon, then your or have done internship, right?
Yes.
Then your interview will start to get in that direction. And if you are able to answer the questions, then it creates a very good impression. So try not to say things that you are not very uh, comfortable with or very confident in.
Okay.
Like you tell any technology in the interview, in the introduction part that you are not very confident in. Whether you have written it in your resume or not, try to say that you are very comfortable and confident in. And sometimes interviewer asks a certain question like what was your favorite subject in your college life, right?
Hmm.
And if he asks this particular question, then this is the time when you can get the interview to your direction. Whatever you will see, he will. It is like 80% chance that he will ask question from that particular subject.
Yes.
Yes.
So after the starting point, we say resume stand out a lot and says everything we have achieved through the paper. So any tips or what about your resume? What makes a resume stand out? And some of the students are also like puzzled, like how to prepare their resume from starting to end. So inside there would be very helpful.
Okay, so first preparing your resume. You can take many templates are available online, but you should follow a particular order. Like the most impressive thing that you have achieved and you are comfortable with should be on the top of your resume. Like if you have done internships, you can place it on top of that. If you have won hackathons, they should come before your projects, right?
Okay.
Sometimes some people what they do, they write freelancing experience, right?
Hmm.
They have made a project, it is on cloud and real life and working. Then they
Mm-hmm.
just use the freelancing term in their resume. You can also use that. After that, you should write your skills or projects or whatever you want. Like you can have your skills after your impressive thing, or even if you do not have anything, you can keep your projects. Also, keep your projects first in the manner you can have two or three projects, but keep them like if you are very comfortable in your first project, then keep that on top. If you have done really impressive projects like or have used a very new technology like AI or generative agentic AI, if you have implemented these, then keep that on top. After
Okay.
that, keep your hobbies and all. Also, one thing that you should remember is do not write anything in your resume that you are not confident in or that you have really do not know about. If you are just like writing random technologies, like
Okay.
any technologies, but if
Hmm.
interviewer asks question on that and you are not able to answer or fumble
Hmm.
very much, then that creates a very negative impact, right?
Okay. So about the certifications, I would like to ask, like we always do some courses from Udemy, Coursera, and etc. So some students say these are important, some say like they are just waste of time. So I would really like to know that companies actually see your certifications or they just for the college and waste of time.
Uh, your certifications can help in the interview, but if only if you are like really comfortable with them. If you have studied the technology, if you have really studied the course and you are able to justify it, if you are able to justify your certificates, right, then the certificates are helpful, although they are not necessary. Even if you
Okay.
do not write any certifications, then also your interview will go on. What happens is when the interviewer sees your resume, first he sees if you have done anything different from all the students, like hackathon or internship. If he
Hmm.
doesn't find, then he moves on to the projects. If you have done any impressive projects, then he will start to ask about that. Like if he have made his mind, it mainly depends on the interviewer, right? Many things depend on the interview, but
Okay.
mainly, generally, what happens is he will move on to projects and ask about them. After that, he can ask DSA or core subjects. Then also, if he sees a very impressive project, impressive certificate actually, like the AWS certificate, like
Hmm.
and or the Salesforce certificate, like
Hmm.
Salesforce P1, or there is some name of the certificate, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if you have done those kind of certificate, then your interview will get in that direction.
Okay.
So certificates are good, can help if you justify them, but are not necessary. Even if you do not have, and you are able to answer all the questions that are asked to you on your projects, on PS, if you are able to solve coding questions,
Hmm.
ask coding question in the interview itself also,
So one personal
then you are
question,
valid.
one
Yes.
personal question I would like to ask about certification. Like, I remember from the orientation day of the college, we were told that NPTEL certificates are must to do.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on that?
See, NPTEL certificate, you cannot get those by just enrolling in the course and like studying and randomly doing the course. You have to fill a fees and go to their offline centers to give the exam. So NPT, what is important in the NPTEL certificate is you will really have to study, right?
Hmm.
So if you have those certificate, you will definitely have the knowledge, because you know why NPTEL certificates should try to stand out, although they are
Hmm.
not necessary. I'm saying that again, because you have to give the offline exam, and for the offline exam, you will have to study. You may
Yeah,
get
sure.
random certificates from like websites or any courses certificate, but you may not have studied them, because you may have just used ChatGPT to, get the certificate. But in case of
Mhm.
NPTEL, you will have to go to offline center and give the computer-based test. So
Okay.
if you are doing NPTEL certificate, it is good, but it is not necessary. Again,
Okay.
right?
So last question for the interview round. You told us that the interviewer looks for your internship or your projects or hackathons. So according to you, what is more important, a hackathon or an internship?
See, I think, in my opinion, internship could be better, because it is a kind of IT industry experience that you already have, right? In hackathon, also you have technological knowledge, but you may not have the office experience. If the internship is offline, then that is very good, and if it's online also, then also good. Because in internship you have the projects, you have deadline to complete them. Same happens in the hackathon also. But in internship, what happens is you have the IT exposure. You have a little bit
Mhm.
of IT exposure, IT industry, corporate exposure, right?
Okay, yeah.
Sir, how to avail internship with 10 to 5 college?
What?
How to avail internships while having 10 to 5 college?
Okay, so the best way to get, you can visit company's website and see when they are having the internship. Although I also want to say that internships are not really necessary to have in your resume, right? You can crack interview round. Internships are really impressive, but not necessary to crack the interview. You can crack the interview based on your projects. Now coming to how to get internships, you can go to the company website and see when their internships are going out. You can go to LinkedIn. One of the best way is to get reference to get the internship.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay, let's move to next stage. Based on your observations, what differences do you see do you notice between students who got selected and those who not?
In
Like
mm,
like
yes,
in
yes.
consistency, discipline, communication, coding practice, confidence, etc.
Okay. Main thing is about your technical knowledge and your communication. Your technical knowledge will get you through technical rounds, right? And your communication will get you through interviews. What happens is what I have seen is many students get comfortable in the technical part, but they lack
Yeah.
communication skill and suffer in the interview. Right? You can uh, crack the technical round and go to
Hmm.
interview, but in that, even if you are very knowledgeable, even if you have made good projects, but you're not able to explain them very well, then it creates a negative impression. So everything is important. Try to be aptitude, technical round, technical knowledge, and your communication to that extent that you are able to, you know, clear some rounds. Even if you are fluent in communication, and even if you have technical knowledge, then also it is not really guaranteed that you will crack it. You should be prepared and you should try your best, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we have been talking about like what to do, how to do, about technical communication. Let's come to a topic about what not to do. Like, what do you think are the major three things that students should avoid and would affect them negatively?
So I think the very first thing that will really affect your preparation in your placement journey is breaking the consistency, right? Placement preparation is like a downward going escalator. You are standing on it, and if you don't keep moving upward, then you will automatically go downwards. If you are preparing DSA, if I take
Hmm.
an example, then everybody would have experienced this, that I'm stuck on array. I have done arrays about 10, 15 times, right?
Yes.
That happens because of break in consistency. You may have solved the questions, the particular questions, uh, today, but if you have broken your consistency of not solving or not seeing anything, after 15, 20 days, if you return to that particular question, then you will see that you are not able to solve it, or you are having a very trouble solving it. So
Hmm.
first thing is breaking consistency. You can study different things at different times. Like you can study DSA, your core subjects, or making your projects, but try to be consistent. If you are studying 2 hours every day, then try to achieve that particular goal. Make a goal and study that much. And the second thing that I want to share is getting discouraged because of rejection. What happens when an on-campus placement company comes and
Hmm.
student try their best, right? Even if you are well prepared, even if you have everything to crack the particular company, but because of some things you are not able to crack, then don't get discouraged and sit. Try to move on quickly, right?
Okay.
And start your preparation again. And the third thing that many students make mistake on, they avoid communication, right? They try to think that if I can write English, then I will be able to speak, and they don't practice any. In communication, what happens, even if you are very good in English, but
Hmm.
you are not able to speak it, you don't have practice, then you will not be able to give your interview very confidently. Like you will not be able to give the interviewer everything that you know about.
Hmm.
Right? Try to practice like speaking with your roommate or in college in English itself. That will really help you.
Okay. So these three things student must must avoid these three things. But
Yes.
I would like to know from your experience. Just like imagine you are in second year and you have got to relive your 2 years of college again. And what will you do? What will be you started it again differently? What different things will you do?
So the first thing that I would do differently is I would try to study latest technologies, like the agentic AI, retrieval augmented generation. I will try to implement these technologies in my projects because in this particular time, AI boom and everything. The companies have demand on AI engineers for these particular technologies. So
Hmm.
I will try to uh, implement these or study these. And what I would try to do is prepare at least one project in my second year itself. If I can, I will try to study development or AI things and try to make one project and prepare it. And by preparing, what I mean is understanding inside out how the project works and trying to prepare some particular questions like what challenges did you face. You can prepare these at the whenever your interview is. But if I was in my second year, I would
Hmm.
try to like get at least one project to my side, right?
Okay.
Another thing that I would do is I would start DSA really early and try to be consistent.
Hmm.
What happens is we start DSA. Starting DSA is really important, and the sooner you start, the best it is. And one thing is, in term of DSA, I want to say the best time for starting DSA was yesterday, and the second best time is today, right?
Yeah.
The sooner you start, because DSA is not like our college subjects that we can study in 2 days and get 8 plus CGP or
Hmm.
at least 7 CGP. It takes a time to understand the patterns. The more questions that you do, you will it will help you understand the pattern. Uh, if I take an example, if you do many, you know, two-pointer approach question or sliding window question, array and string question, and when you see a new question, then you may get uh, a hit in your you will get the intuition that this question could be solved by fitting it in this particular thing.
Hmm.
Many times what happens is students are solving array questions or string questions, and it gets the uh, what happens is when you are trying to solve and get the particular those DSA questions,
Yeah.
for
So that one thing you said about is like DSA and projects. So you told we should make a project in second year itself. So as we are second year students ourselves, I would like to know what projects we can make. Like as of myself, I am learning Python currently and I am focusing towards AI and ML. So I should make a project by now, or should I go more advanced in neural networks and then make projects? Like what is your opinion on that?
I think that you should first learn the technology, right? Learning the technology Python and delving deep into the theoretical parts in machine learning or in AI that will help you better in making better projects. If you try to make one project, then you can do the shallow projects, right? If you don't delve deep, then you can do regular projects in the second year. What I meant by making projects in the second year, or you know, is because what happens in third year, you are fully focused on the DSA and aptitude part, and you may or may not get time for the development part because development is really interesting. Many times, what happens is students try to get into development and they try to forget DSA because development is really interesting. Right?
Hmm.
So, making projects in second year is good and well. But if you are trying to delve deep, if you are going deep into the technology, into the AI part, and the theoretical aspect, then you can make impressive projects. But in third year, you have to manage your assignment projects and your college. You
Hmm.
may or may not get the particular time for making projects. Although you can get time if you are preparing DSA from the second year. Like it is a like a trade-off between those two things.
Okay.
You have to be consistent in DSE to get that intuition and solve while solving the questions. Right?
Hmm. So for further questions, Pragati.
So, here's the final guidance for the juniors. What advice would you like to give to students about bunking the classes and attendance problems?
So in our college, there, you know, I should not say it, but yes, attendance does matter to get your CGPA higher. So
Yes.
what I would suggest is enjoy your college life. First of all, try to enjoy your college life. This time will not come again. And
What are your personal experience of enjoying the life and any memory you want to share with us?
uh, yes, I have bunked classes, going to canteen, and these things are really very memorable. One thing that I really remember are the fest, the DJ night. You know, uh, that is one of the really good memory. What I would also say is that you want to, get your CGPA higher. Try to maintain your CGPA in your starting semesters, like in your first and second year. If you have good CGPA, then you can just avoid the attendance part. Like
Okay.
even if your CGPA gets down, then they won't be that much of load. Like if I would say that many companies, if you are having 7.5 CGPA, then
Okay.
it's enough to be eligible for any company. And CGPA only matters for the eligibility part. It does not have much impact in the interview, right? It could be of helpful, but 90% of the cases, it is only helpful for your eligibility. So if you want to increase your CGPA, then attendance is necessary.
What is
Like
the safe CGPA score according to you?
uh, if you want to be eligible for like all the companies, then the safest option is 8 plus CGPA, right?
Okay.
And but you can maintain 7.5 CGPA is the really like about 90% of the company you will be eligible
Okay.
for 7.5 because
So,
what happens is we try to by trying to maintain CGPA, we have to maintain attendance to get the
hmm,
marks. We can
internal marks.
internal marks. Yes. So you if you have to go to college, what strategy you can follow is sometimes I have done it. What I do is I would pick 2 or 3 lead code questions and like these questions I have to do. And in the class itself, I'm not saying to like don't be attentive in the class itself. But if you are having free time, if you are in the lab, you should give the experiment, do the experiment, and if you are free, you should try to do those coding questions in your copy, in your like, you know, discuss it with your friends and
Hmm.
try to do those. That will be helpful. That can help you. Like if you have
Okay.
to go to college and maintain your attendance, then you can also get your placement preparation along with them.
Okay. So
I have done
talking
this.
about, yeah, talking about attendance, what is your highest and lowest?
Uh, I think my highest was in my first semester, and that could be 80% attendance, right?
Okay.
I don't particularly remember, but in first semester we have craze of going to college. That yes, in college we meet new people, and my lowest attendance is 55 or something like that, or
Okay.
a bit above that. Because sometimes what happens is your mid-sem eligibility is also dependent on the attendance,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So, what skills do you think is necessary to develop in this AI era?
Yes. What skills?
Yes.
You should be able to, if you are going in one technology, then you should delve deep in it, right? If you are going in the development part, in any technology, in Java, JavaScript, or Python, then you should be able to go deep in it, like study deeply that particular technology. Don't jump in various technologies. But also, then there is also one thing that if you are familiar, be familiar with several technologies, but delve deep into one, be master of one, but have the familiarity with many technologies. If I give an example, like one of my friend, he
Hmm.
he has completed the JavaScript backend like Node and Express, and also the Java backend, Spring Boot and those. So he was praised by the interviewer. Like after the interviewer said that yes, we need people like you who are familiar and confident in many technologies.
Hmm.
Right.
So,
For the placement part, you should focus on projects and explaining them well in the development part, right?
hmm. So talking about this, all the AI stuff, we all know that we are in the era of recession. There are mass layoffs and the placement opportunities not being as usual as they used to be. So what are your thoughts on about students being scared? Like most of the time we think like AI will eat your job. That's all we are hearing right now. So do you think that AI will replace humans or it will create more jobs and or it does not affect us anyway? What are your take on it?
My take is that if AI is coming, yes, of course, then it may take some jobs, but it will only take the jobs that are repeatable, right? That can follow a particular process. So those are replaceable, but it also creates opportunities because, you also have heard that AI engineers are in really demand. New technologies
Yes.
are emerging. New large language models are arriving. So if you are able to keep up with the new technology, if you are able to learn and shift to the new technologies, then you will be able to get jobs, right? And if you are just uh, like stuck in the very old technologies, like nobody is using, you know, old technologies like C environment and those. I'm not saying those are bad languages. Those are the
Hmm.
basics of it. But as new technology come, new jobs will arrive. And if you are prepared, if you have those skills, if you can like really shift to the new technologies, then your job is not going anywhere.
Okay, so for example, we say web development and like the UI part is over. So do you agree with that?
Yes, there are many, uh, very powerful models that can generate UIs.
Like
Like they can
for
also
Google
write
Stage,
Claude or Google
yeah,
Stage.
Google Stage for UI and UX, and Claude for front end and back end. So do you
Yes,
think that making career, particularly in this field, will benefit or will harm the students?
what happens is if one thing is getting replaced, then there is something else that will come in its place. For example, you have heard about the blockchain boom, right? In
Hmm.
2009, cryptocurrency, like this will be the future, and that it is right now, and it have created opportunities. But same, almost same goes with uh, you know AI. Also, what happens is if you are really good in one particular domain, like in Java backend, if you are really good in Java, then Java hasn't gone anywhere. Like the enterprise systems are there, and there still is Java developers demand, even after getting AI, right? And there are many other fields like cybersecurity. They also have a particular demand. Also, there have been like you may have heard about towards my tools, which is just
Hmm.
a very new model, which have cracked many like security out, uh, you know, of the many banks, right?
Yes. So coming all with this such valuable and personal experience, we have some question and answers from the student themselves. We asked about like the CIS coming to us. Do you have anything to ask them? So we have some questions and we would like your answers from them. So first question: are students allowed to sit for other companies to upgrade their package role after getting an initial offer? And if so, what is the criteria?
So many times, yes, they are allowed, but it depends on the package itself, right? I'm not really sure about how much times your package should be, but if your package is like, for example, 4 LPA, then you may not be able to sit in other companies which also come for the same package role for 4 LPA. You may be able to sit in packages like 8 to 10 LPA, right? They, you get the chances, but then also there are particular companies that you have to join. Whenever you are applying to companies, the Google form or the company website, there the training and placement will write that you know you will have to join this company or not.
Okay.
Like what I'm saying is you can get upgraded your package, but it should be of a certain time. Like if you are having 4 LPA, then you can sit in 9 or 10 LPA company, but you may not
Hmm.
be able to sit in a 5 LPA.
So, what should students do about this? Because as like placement seekers, we want best for ourselves. Like, let's take an example of TCS. Like the basic package of TCS is 3.5 LPA, and like for you, you have selected in Cognizant, so your package is around something 6.5 LPA. And like assume there's a middle company who is offering 4 LPA. So obviously the student who is selected for TCS will like to apply for 4 LPA or 6 LPA. So what should we do? If we are selected for TCS first hand, we will not be able to apply. So what is the solution for this?
First, because everybody should get a chance to get placed. Like if you have a job in your hand and then you should be upgrading it to a good extent, right? There is not a much particular solution to that. Once you are placed, you will have opportunities. It is not like you are just locked. You will have opportunities, but it will be of a greater offer. So what you should do is you should target your dream company if you want. You should fill the form of every company that comes and try to get placed. Like you should have a idea in back of your mind that if I get placed in this particular company, am I able to, happy with that? Am I happy with it? But also then the thing that happens that what will happen if I don't get placed and I miss these opportunities, right?
Yeah.
There is a trade-off between this. So it is what you should decide beforehand, right? There is not a much particular straightforward solution to this, like,
So it's like a
but
gamble of faith.
it's like, yes, it is again.
Okay. Next question, Pragati.
Yes. So, what was the ultimate deciding factor that made you choose Cognizant? Or was there any other offer letter on your table at that time?
Uh, that is basically about the package. I was getting higher package, so I choose that. There was not a particular, like, a very uh, dream, like, this is my dream, this is the targeted company, right?
Okay.
Okay. So
So,
for the
if
next question, okay, Pragati,
please,
continue.
okay. If a junior finds themselves choosing between Cognizant and other major tech company, how should they weigh their options?
Many times it depends on the package. Almost always it depends on the package. But sometimes some students want the bond returns. Like in many companies, there is a bond of 1 or 2 years. You will have to work there after training, and that is good. Or because companies give you training on certain technologies, and they are paying you while you are training, right?
Yes,
So for training, when your training phase is going on, you are not of much use to the company. But after that, they want something to be outputted from you, right? So they keep bond. So if you
yes,
want, you can have this in your mind. But it is good. Like you, major factor among choosing the company is of where the company is location located, or this kind of thing. But it much more depend on the package itself. All companies are good. Like if you get placed in any company, if you are targeting a particular company, or if you know the work environment and you just want to be placed, like my Bhaiya works in TCS and I just want TCS, then that
Hmm.
is a different story, right?
Okay. So talking about the package, like for an example, let's assume a situation where you have a renowned company like Cognizant who offers you 6 LPA. And there's a one company that is not that renowned, and you might not have heard of that company very much. And that company is offering you a higher LPA of say 8 LPA. So what should be the ideal choice? Go with a renowned company or go with a less renowned company and pursue the package?
So what happens is you can increase your package, right? When you are fresher, the first and foremost thing that you should have is experience, is job experience. Then you can learn new technologies and switch. I haven't like I have heard the stories of my seniors also, that or we all know that in corporate we get experience and then switch companies, right? So
Yeah.
you should focus on what type of role they are offering. If you are offering your, if you are getting your dream role, like if you want to be an AI engineer and you are getting that role, or a developer, front end or back end developer, whatever kind of role that you are having, right? Because the kind of experience that you will get in the company, right? You will be able to shift to the companies more easily if you want and
Okay.
increase your package. Although if you are staying in the particular company, wait a minute, am I audible?
yes,
Yes, yes. So you should try to, if you are getting your dream role in even in 6.5 LPA company, then you should go with it. This is
Okay.
what I particularly think.
So coming aside from companies and placement and all the stuff, I would like to ask a very particular and personal question to you. Like, did emotional distractions or attachment ever affect your focus during preparation time? Like, how did you balance friendships and career pressure and like situations and emotional productivity? Anything happened like that? And how do they affect one?
Yes, yes. There are like many situations where, like, if you are having an interview, but then your friends are going on a trip, right? Then there comes a stage where you have some emotional, like, mental burden on yourself, right? That I am feeling left out, or these kind of things may happen. But what I think is you should have balance between those. You should
Okay.
enjoy your college life as well as prepare. Keep a balance. Don't be like, I will just prepare and like skip everything, skip the events, you are skipping the events and all. Many times what happens is we skip and after that we regret. This kind of things have
Hmm.
happened to me 1 or 2 times. right? Also, cracking placement is not a very rocket science, is not a big task. If you are just consistent 2 hours a day, and if you are in your second year or even in your third year, then you will be able to crack it.
Sir, as we come to the end of this session, we sincerely thank you for giving students such practical and honest guidance. Today's discussion was not just about placement experience, but about understanding the actual process and what students truly need to do to prepare effectively.
On behalf of the Corporate Club and the Training Department of LNCT, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Abhinav sir, Pushpang sir, the TNP department, and all the students present here. Thank you everyone for joining us. Keep learning, stay connected, and stay preparing early. Have a great good night. So this session ends here, sir, and we would like to hear from you. Like, did you enjoy the session?
Yes, I really enjoyed it. Like, I have not imagined that I would be sitting in front and guiding my juniors, you know, and but
Yeah.
it feels really,
How's that feeling?
uh, I'm feeling a bit, proud, but also very happy. Like, uh, it feels a bit of like I have achieved something, right? Many times, what happens is we have given the JE means JE exams. I
Yeah.
have, yes. So here in LNCT, I'm not like saying that LNCT is anything, but many times, but personally, I was not able to like get a very good rank in in the exam of it. But right now,
Hmm.
after it feels like an achievement to me, yes,
It
and
is.
it is really I feel like a big brother uh, guiding my juniors, right?
That's so wonderful to hear. So, what do you think? Like, I would personally ask my questions that you are starting in Cognizant. So, what do you feel about doing in like next 1 2 years? Not professionally, personally. Like, what will you do with your life?
What I have thought is getting into the corporate. I have not really. I have heard about my seniors' experience that we have work and everything. What I personally want to do is get into my dream role. Right. I want to get into the development part, the back end or
Okay.
in the part, and improve my, basic lifestyles and everything. Getting enough sleep. These are some things that I would like to improve on.
Okay. So,
Right?
any planning of like कि ये करना है specific thing या फिर ये खरीदना है ऐसा कुछ करके?
ऐसा कुछ तो यार घूमने का प्लान है देखो
अच्छा.
that I want to like visit many places.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Pragati, you have any questions?
No, that's all. Everything sir has already answered to me.
Yeah. It was very wonderful to meeting you, sir. You have literally guided us through many and like vast majority of the points. You gave us a detailed explanation about Cognizant selection process, like interview rounds and all the stuff. And it was a really great experience having a senior guide us through all that stuff. And we would like to welcome you again and again if you achieve more things like this. So we expect that you would have liked the session as well. And on behalf of all the staff of TNP and Corporate Club, I wish you a very warm and good night.
Okay, thank you very much. And
Thank you.
it was really a great session having conversation with you. Really nice. You are yes, and just prepare well and you will get placed. Don't stress much about it. Right?
Hmm.
एकदम टेंशन मत लो कि क्या होगा कैसे होगा बस थोड़ा थोड़ा रोज पढ़ते रहो लाइफ को एंजॉय भी करो ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ पढ़ाई पढ़ाई में समय निकाल दिया
हाँ,
इवेंट
ये भी
जाओ घूमने जाओ, भोपाल एक्सप्लोर करो, है ना? अभी तो कर ही लिया होगा सेकंड ईयर में, फर्स्ट ईयर में तो
हो
कर लिया।
गया।
हाँ,
बस वही अभी टाइम मैनेज नहीं हो पा रहा है बिकॉज कॉलेज इज लाइक 10 to 5, उसके
हाँ,
बाद जिम भी जाना है, पढ़ाई भी करनी है, डाइट भी मेंटेन
हाँ,
करनी है।
हाँ,
एक सब बहुत क्योटिक चल रहा है।
हाँ, हो जाएगा। वो भी अपना एक एक्सपीरियंस है, कॉलेज जाना, लैब्स में जाना। अब मुझे, मेरा कॉलेज खत्म हो रहा है तो थोड़ा मुझे वो सब याद आता है कि ऐसे लैब्स में जाती थी, ये सब
या
होता था। हाँ, प्रोजेक्ट फाइल देती थी, है ना? यही सब।
ऑल द नॉस्टैल्जिया हिटिंग टुगेदर।
ऑल द नॉस्टैल्जिया।
या so it was very nice, sir, that you met. I hope you achieve many milestones in your journey ahead, and we wish you all the best of luck for your journey ahead. And that's all from us.
ओके।
You can leave the meeting now. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.